risky because it just kind of, otherwise the audience kind of laugh at the film. So it's just finding the practicalities of enacting these things. It's the same as the last film, you know, the practicalities of anything tend to be quite humorous. No, I guess, I don't know, I just tried different things, and I think the fairy tale thing just seemed to work. I think what it was, instead of having, I guess, I don't know, percentage-wise, who's into niche games, but I guess not everyone is, so usually in a film there would be the exception within this ordinary world, but why don't we have this very fantastical world where it is the norm? So just a complete reverse of this very unfamiliar thing in a very familiar world. Let's have a very familiar thing in a very unfamiliar world.
But there's that great line where the woman building the bed suggests, I made one of these last week, and you kind of go, well, how many of these do you sell?
Well, I love her indiscretion. She just tells all the neighbour bought a bondage bed. She's great. I mean, she just doesn't care about customer discretion at all. But I wanted to normalise it, really, because I think when you normalise it, you don't question it. The problem with what I've seen, I haven't seen every film concerning that subject, but they always have a bloody backstory. You know, the crack addict mum. Oh, that's why you're into that. Of course. Why didn't I know it? Of course. You know, it's kind of insulting. So I don't want to go into psychology. It's not my business, really. It's kind of, I just find it a bit disrespectful. So I don't want to judge what these people do. I'm not interested in that. I just want to show them the dynamics of it. How can it work when one person wants something very, you know, it's part of their being. They need to express themselves sexually in this way, but the other person has to express themselves sexually in a very different way. Can it work? I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying it does or doesn't. I just want to explore that, the push and pull in a film. But the fairy tale thing, I mean, I love fairy tales, but for me it's more, you know, I'm a big fan of Visconti. You know, I love decadence.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I live in a place like that. Yeah, it just, we're making cinema, and why don't we just go to town with it a little bit? And,
So I want to pick up something else that you said, because you mentioned humour, and I think, not so much in Kathleen Varga, but